Hi, welcome to Fuzzy Dragons. My name's Jen, and in this video I'm going to be using some markers that I got from Scrawlrbox that was from March 2020, I think? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but the reason I got it was because it was only £5, so for a fiver, me getting these markers to try was a good deal. So let's open this. Everybody knows what's in this. It's an old box. Well, not everybody, but it's an old box. I'll quickly go over what's in it. So we have this eraser from Faber-Castell. It's dust-free. It's not, but it works really well. So it's a good eraser. And then an HB, if I can hold it, pencil by who makes this anyway? Lyra, I think, makes it. Yeah, Rembrandt, art design Lyra. Made in Germany. You can't read that, but that's okay. It's what it says. But it's an HB pencil. Yeah, you know what they are. So, this is why I bought them. Oh, this box. These, Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir markers. Because I've never tried them before. And for a fiver, that's a pretty good deal just to give these a try. Because I think they're like a fiver a piece. So, something like that. We got 3 colors. Not too keen on the colors, but they are what they are. You know, when you're just trying so that you don't, play picky. So you got gold brown blend, you have a blue turquoise, and an antique pink blend, which you can't read that, but that's what it says. Trust me on that. And then the artist for this month of March, I think it was, was Hatch. You can see there, yes, but we know this. This is an old box. Then you got layout paper, which I don't use, so this is gonna be probably just for practicing on them because I don't use it. It's really thin. You can't use it for much besides tracing over layouts that you're trying to make, rearrange things and stuff like that. That's what it's for. But, so that's what's in this box. We know what's in this box. Well, not everybody, but most people know what's in this box. But this is why I bought the box. And I'm going to go off and use these markers to create something. So yes, I'm going to do that and switch over to VoiceOver Gen because the sound will be much better for that. Apologies for this probably very bouncy sound. VoiceOver Gen now, and this is me trying the markers out. Now, because of the size of the markers, because I wasn't sure how much alcohol, the ink is actually in them, I decided to make a smaller image, so it's like 5 by 7, something like that. And I decided I'll just do kind of like a Kraken type kind of thing, very simple image, nothing too elaborate, just to test the markers out. So I'm using the blue one on the Kraken part. And my head does get away quite a bit here. I think it's because the angle of that when I had the drawing surface. So I'll either try to fix that next time, or it's just part of the video. Let's call it that. But, so, using the blues, started with the lights, and then the mid-tones, and then the dark tones. And they blend really well, actually. And I do wish that it wasn't just a bullet nib by whatever, the bullet nib. A brush would be nice, even a chisel, because when you have big areas, it takes a long time to fill it up. But, and the other thing that I kind of wish it was the darker tone was a little bit darker, or we even had another marker. I guess I could use a Copic kind of similar to make them a bit darker, but I found it wasn't quite dark enough, actually, when everything's said and done. Either I could go over it, but then, like I said, I don't know how much ink is in this. I probably could look it up. Probably should look it up. If I remember to look it up, I might put it on the screen to see how much ink is actually in them. Because when you look at the cartridges, the actual ink. Oh gosh, I can't think of what they're called. Ink. We'll say cartridges, even though that's not the right word. They're kind of small. The lighter tone one is bigger, but the mid and the dark tone, they share a cartridge. So how much ink is in them? I don't know. It could be a bit, because they are like square and they are quite thicker barrels. That's the word I was looking for. So, they are a little thicker barrels than a lot of other markers, and they're not round. They're more, what size are they? Actually, I don't know. Let's open them up. Let's see what's in it. This is the box you're hearing rattling around here, because I closed it earlier. Let's see how many sides we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 6-sided, what's that? Hexagon? I don't know. It's 8. I don't know. There's 6 sides on them, so they don't roll around, which is handy, But, and like I said before, they do blend really well. It's just, it's with the small little, it's kind of annoying. But, and I'm using like a circular motion in most cases to get them to blend a little bit better. I couldn't really feather them to blend them because the bullet nib, it's very hard to do that with the bullet nib. It's possible, but I find it difficult to do myself. which is why I like brush tips mostly. I do use a chisel tip for bigger, areas, but there's only, one end for each of these. They're not double-ended, which might bug some people, might not. I don't really know. It didn't really bug me, except for, like I said, I'm not sure how much ink is in some of the barrels, and that would be my only concern, that you'd run out of ink when you were halfway drawn doing something that was a lot bigger than 5x7, which is what I did here. And I actually quite like this image, the way it kind of turns out in the end, but I could have done something a little bit more elaborate, but I wanted something simple because, I just wanted to test the markers, which if I could get them cheap again, I would get them cheap again, but at the same time, I could put that 5 quid, 6 quid, or how much ever they cost, and get another Copic, So it's kind of like, it's hit or miss whether you would, I like Copic, so if I've got the money, I'll spend the money. It's like with pencils. If I'm going to spend money on pencils, it'll be Luminance pencils, and, rather than get other pencils that I already have lots of, which I don't really need. I don't need any pencils. Markers, maybe. Pencils, no. I've got enough pencils on that, But, which I'm going to actually do in the future. I've got plans to do a colored pencil piece of a tiger, so that might be the next video. I'm not really sure on that, but I'm going to do a colored pencil piece at least. Or it might be a marker piece. I have an idea for a marker piece in my head too, for a dragon and stuff, to test another set of markers. Because I know I was going to test the Little's markers first, but I grabbed these out in the marker thing, and I decided to do these rather than the Little's ones, which I think are in a different drawer. Let's see, yeah, they're right in this drawer, so that might be the next one. Maybe I'll do that, because actually I know that ink, I can do a bigger piece for them, and so yeah, that'll be the next piece I do. Another marker review, maybe, if not the colored pencil thing. Haven't really decided yet, but it's there are alcohol markers. Same thing with these. Did I mention that? I might have mentioned that. I'm not really sure. But, and I'm moving on to the yellow part. Now, this is one of the things that I do really wish that it was darker, because it is so light. The blending is so subtle. It's really hard. If you hear kids in the background, it's kids playing, because it's kind of nice outside, so they're, running around and doing kid things that they like to do when they're not at school. And if you hear barking, once again, it's the dog barking because whatever reason, whether she wants food or just the kid screaming is bugging her because, they run past the house and she's like, I want to play, and it's like, no, you can't go out and play, I'm sorry. But you can kind of see here where it's, the dark is not dark enough to really add a lot. Like I said, I could have probably went over and over and over again to try to get the dark, but I think by this point I was starting to get a headache from the alcohol fumes because the window wasn't open all the way. Note to self, open the window more when using alcohol markers. This room isn't that big, so, the fumes kind of build up for the alcohol markers, especially if you're leaving them open on the table, which I ended up doing a lot because I was, sick of taking the lids off. And that's the other thing that bugged me. The lids, having to take the lids off, and just, after a while, I was like, no, just leave the lids off and just pick the markers up. They won't dry out, hopefully, in, 2 seconds, but I'm not using them. Because it was a little annoying, a little frustrating, and I could see how that would piss people off, having to take the lids on and off these things to get a good blend. But then again, you're doing the same thing if you're using Copics or any other alcohol marker. You're taking the lids off to get a good blend. It's not a huge rush, not like you're rushing to the alcohol. The marker's not going to dry enough that you can't blend it. But with these, I could see it being annoying, and then having to flip the marker over the barrel for the dark and the medium because they are connected, as you can see on the screen there. You can see how small compared to that whole barrel. Why am I pointing at the screen? You can't see me. That whole barrel is the light, but then with mid and dark, it's split somehow. So like I said, it's hard to tell how much ink is actually in it. Which I'll try to remember to look it up. And then I'm just, I wish it was a little darker. I really do. I know I keep saying that, but that's my biggest complaint with these. The dark is not dark enough, and you don't know how much ink actually is in the barrel. Well, you might when you buy it, but on the whole, you don't really know. And it doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, that's the only problem, because these markers are quite tiny when you think about it, compared to, say, a normal size marker. But, well, at least the dark and the mid-tone are tiny. The light it's a normal size marker, really. But, like I said, they work really well. I don't have many complaints. Just that they're not dark enough, and that taking the lids on and off would just start bugging people after a while. And then flicking them over and stuff to get the proper marker. And if you forget, you're like, oh crap, it's the wrong color. So you just flipping. I'm not even bothering to put the lid on at this point because I'm just sick of it. But they do blend. Like I said, I'm kind of trying to build up the darks, but it still doesn't go as dark as I would like it to. But that, like I said, my only complaint. I don't really have any other complaints, which is good because you get the good markers. They cover. They're really nice, nice colors. At least these ones that I got, they are nice colors. Not the nicest of colors, obviously, but they are still nice colors. The color is quite vibrant and stuff, which is nice. And it says the color. I'm not a big fan of the pinkish kind of antique rose, or whatever the hell it is. But it's okay. I could see how you use it somewhere. Maybe. I'm thinking. I think the only one I would use again would be like the aqua, whatever kind of thing like that. Because we're fading to dark. I'll say the aqua thing because it's the better of the two or three, I should say. But yeah, so this is it finished, and I added a bit of white gel pen, which I didn't record because I'm, not the smartest thing. But yeah, and I didn't record the pink background because I forgot to record that. And I keep doing that when I'm recording things traditionally. I always forget to hit the record button. But, so, end of review. Speak slower, Jen. Good markers. Not dark enough, actually, color, I would think. Like, good gradients, but the dark is not dark enough, I think. The shape of the barrel might bug some people. Didn't bug me. How much ink is in them, I don't know. I'll try to remember to go look that up, but it doesn't seem like a lot, really, for what you're getting. And, but overall, they're good markers. If I was going to get them for a cheaper price, I would continue getting them just to have around. Because, you can supplement them probably with the Copics or any other alcohol marker. So they are worth it. But, and like I said before, I only paid $5 for them. So that was really worth it. And the only reason I got the box in the first place, because it was $5 with free shipping. Yay, free shipping is good. But yeah, so thank you for listening to my review. And I really gotta think of another way to end these things, because I'm really crappy at it. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment if you really feel like it. It would be nice if you do. If you don't, that's okay too. And come back next Saturday, and I hopefully either have a marker or a colored pencil piece started to show you.